Happy Monday, guys. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday night. We just finished our first day of our second week training. We started out this morning with straight backs and offsets. I just went straight to the offset because the straight back turns into, or the offset turns straight into a straight back. So I just practiced those. I did those three times maybe. Did them 3 times, and then my classmate did them as well. And we moved over to the 90. Now the 90, when I first saw it before, when I was looking at it while it was parked in that spot in between those cones, I was like, man, how am I gonna get that in there? I don't know. Anyways, so our trainer showed us how to do it the first time. So I'm like watching what he's doing. I'm watching where the trailer's going. I'm watching how he does it. So my first shot at it after he showed us what to do. So I went first, and man, the 13 years at the dairy really helped me understand how to control that trailer. So my first shot at the 90, I came back, cut it all the way right, pushing the trailer to line up with those cones. So it's almost like your pivot point. Your pivot point are those cones, but there's 12 feet, So right now we have a marker cone on where our tandems are on the trailer to start cutting it hard right. So we cut it hard right, and you go, but then you got to worry about the fairing, the back of the tractor fairing hitting the trailer. So if you back up like that, you get like okay, so let's say this is my truck, but you're looking at a different angle. This is my tractor. This is my trailer. You end up, so you start like this, but then you end up with the tractor being like this. So it's pushing the trailer this way. And I'm looking at that cone out the window because that's my pivot point. But then you got to take into effect that you have to, when you do start going left to straighten out your trailer, the trailer is still moving backwards. So you want to move it into that spot and then move it in. My first shot, I had 2 pull-ups, got it straight back. 1, get out and look, because there's a super cool trick with your lugs on your front wheel. So when you get close to the back cone, because you have cones all the way down the side, and then you have back cones. And then you have a cone between the last 2 cones, between the back cones and the cone up there. You have 3 feet to get your ICC bar, your trailer bar, into that spot. So once you get close, once you straighten out and you get close, then you'll like pop the brakes, put it in neutral, get out, walk to the back, and then this super cool trick my trainer showed us that I couldn't believe it. It was weird. So I get out and look, and then you go to the back of your trailer and your feet, you go to the back of the trailer, your butt's against the trailer, and then you put your right foot here and your left foot up here. So that's 2. Now, depending on how far you are away from that 3-foot distance to get the ICC bar in, right? You get out and look, and then you take steps from the back of the trailer to the middle of that 3-foot distance. So normally I'm around 2 or 3, sometimes 4. So then you go back up to the cabin of the trailer. You get in, and then you look at your lug nuts on the left side, on your steering wheel, your left steering wheel, your driver's side steering wheel, and you line it up. There's a fairing there, And then so you line it up looking down at it. It's kind of hard to explain without actually showing you guys, but you look down at it, and then every step you take, if it's 3 or 4 or 5, so you line up that lug nut there, and then you're looking at it, and then you got to go 5 lug nuts until you see that 5th lug nut or 4th lug nut or 3rd lug nut come to that spot where you're spotting the first one. I can't believe it. It works. It works every time. Every time. I'm like, just trust the math, trust the math, trust the math. So that's my problem. I'm like, I'm not trusting it. There's a couple times where I got up and looked twice and I wasn't close enough. So then I had to go like one more lug nut turn of that steer tire. That is one of the coolest tricks I wouldn't even have thought of. It was so cool. So anyways, first 90, 2 pull-ups, nailed it. Second 90, 1 pull-up, nailed it. I think it was my 4th or 5th turn where I actually didn't have to pull up because I was trying to make it the first try. I think during my test you get free 2 pull-ups, so I think I'm gonna pull up anyway to make sure I'm straight. It's really hard to explain without you guys seeing it, but trying my best to get you guys to understand. But I just, remembering which way to go to how to guide your trailer, man, it was exciting. I enjoyed it very much. And I've got it down now, I think. But more practice, the more practice I can get, the better it is. So we got that. And then we went also, so we went on lunch at 12, came back at 1, and he took us out for a drive in Menominee. That's, in town, making right, left turns, making sure you're making them wide enough, waiting for people. If you know you can't make that trailer without hitting that curb, you got to wait for that other person that's there to move. So you kind of, wait for them to move, and then you turn in. I'm getting way more comfortable than the first time I was on the road. It's so much better. So we did the road, and then we came back. We both had a chance, me and my classmate. We both had a chance. We drove. I was feeling really comfortable at the end, learning which lane to be in and how to turn. And we made different turns, and it was really good. It was a really good day, except for the rain. Man, it rained all day, and it was like 50. And we had some wind, and it was a little chilly. It was a little chilly, but that rain jacket I got, awesome. I got those boots, totally came in handy because the yard was muddy. So that all worked out awesome. Really good. So I'm really glad I made those purchases. In the morning, so we have, like I told you guys before, we have from 7:30 to 8:30 to go through all of our pre-trip stuff, right? I got the outside down pretty good. Right now I'm focusing on the in-cab stuff because that's like an automatic fail if you don't get the in-cab right and the lab right. So when you're in the cab, you gotta name all your gauges. You have to do the wheel test, so there's no more than 2 inches or 10 degrees free play in the wheel after you turn it all the way left. So you roll down your window, turn the wheel all the way left, let go, and then use like 2 fingers to show that there's no more than 2 inches of play or 10 degrees for a 20-inch wheel, right? So we do that, and then you gotta make sure your windshield's good, it's clean, there's no chips or cracks larger than a dime. And then you look at your mirrors, they're clean, no cracks, and set to the driver specifications, which would be me, so that I can see out both mirrors. And then you got to do, make sure the defroster is working, make sure your feet warmer is working for the heat to come down to your feet. Got to do that. And then the in-cab lab, that's when you're testing your air. So in a combination trailer, you can't, when you hold down the brake pedal, after you push in the trailer and tractor brakes, no more than 4 PSI lost in 1 minute for a combination. For a bobtail would be 3 PSI in 1 minute. So you do that, and then you start pumping the brake. Hold it down. That lets the slack adjusters self-adjust, as well as testing when the alarm goes off. The alarm should go off around 60 PSI. So it does. And then you keep pumping the brakes. And then when you get between 20 and 40 PSI on your air gauges, the brakes should automatically pop out, both of them, the tractor and the trailer should both pop out. That's the lab. And then you got to do a tug test. Pretty simple. Just make sure that the kingpin is secured with the fifth wheel. And then you do both the brakes. I'm not going to bore you guys with the insides of that. You guys are maybe bored already. Just listen to what I'm talking about, what's going through my brain, everything I'm thinking about. So I'm focusing on the end cap stuff. I need to do tomorrow. Hopefully it's not raining. I need to re-go through the outside of the truck again to make sure I got that down as well. But the in cab and lab, automatic fail if you miss something. Also, the fifth wheel, you miss any of those parts, automatic fail. So I'm focusing on those a lot right now. Like I said on last video, Wednesday's the mock test. So I'm gonna do that. It's just a lot of studying, a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of things to think about. The backing up, I think I got pretty good. I'm pretty good at it. So it's just, I wanna make sure I nail that in cab and the fifth wheel, and make sure I got all my trailer parts right in my head. The slack adjuster push rod, stuff like that I got to remember. Words that I forget a lot, like the see, I'm forgetting already. There's on the steering linkage, there's a bar that comes across, and I always forget what it's called. And then I look over and I go, yeah, it's the drag link. For some reason I can't remember that word. Also, I do it all the time, and I've done it before, but it's the tie rod ends. Like, I forget that word all the time. So it's just stuff I'm going through. I'm just giving you guys an update. Sorry to bore you with all the ins of it, but that's what we're at. It's Monday night. We're back at home. Well, you know, the trucker cabin. And we're just watching TV. I'm going through some YouTube videos. I'm going through some of my sheet on everything. So just want to let you guys know what's going on. I hope you guys had a great Monday. I hope it was a little better back at home than it is here, because it was gloomy and rainy and cold all day. And apparently it's supposed to happen all week. So that's where I'm at. Everything's going very well. I'm confident in a lot of the stuff that I'm going through. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. Can't say that enough. I just want to keep you guys updated on what's going on with me, what's going on with my training. And next Wednesday or Thursday is the road test. So I got to get it all down before then. We're doing good though. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.